Can you tell me a little bit about yourself before you're coming to Canada?
First of all, thank you, for having me, and I'm really glad to participate in such a series to inspire refugee. So my name is Yaseen Hemzawi. I'm originally from Syria, and I moved to Turkey while COVID crisis just came, hit the ground. Yeah, so I studied business management in Syria. I volunteer there for almost 7 or 8 years in education and social sectors. I also created there my own volunteer team, which is named Kaizen. We worked there, created a subjects for orphan kids, like interactive subjects to let them know more about the animals, the maths, how to do to plants, and we did also Eid activity. So it's festival, helping them to know more about religious culture, religious key people there. I did also in Syria, I worked as a um workshop facilitator. So I presented different kind of workshops and courses like integrated Excel for 20 hours, communication skills, presentation skills, non-violent communication, banking skills. I present as well writing resume and preparing for interview. We talked about how to be successful as uh, as a businessman, what the kind of courses you can take and how you can improve yourself. So almost it was 10 courses I presented in Damascus University and at private centers. So, it was mixed of learning and giving. So I have more than 20 certificates as well in
Wow.
different area like feasibility study, marketing, HR, because it's like a small experience to start navigating where I want to be in the future. So business is very wide. You have to, to be
Mhm.
specific. And also I awarded as a inventor when I was 17. I invent like a machine who let split the C from O2, the carbon that's the carbon that comes from the cars. So I
Oh,
just make it the oxygen go away and use the C to make it as a fuel.
oh,
Yeah. So then I have to move out because of if I stay in my country, I have to go to military and participate in the war. But I don't want to participate in such a conflict because it was like a civil war. So
hmm,
brothers kill each other. So
yeah.
so it was really tough um, to move during the COVID because everything's locked and I have specific time. If I didn't move, they will take me to the army. Took me to the army. So it was very challengeable. And to start my refugee life from there, moved to Turkey. Even I didn't have a refugee paper, but I was really displaced. Like there's no right for me to work, no right to study. Every year I have to request a permit to stay in Turkey, pay lots of money for that. So when I went to Turkey, hopefully I found my some of my family there. So and also there is 4 or 5 million Syrians there. So
Hmm.
there is a market for us. I can be familiar with Turkish culture and workplace. But the thing that Syrian was there for a long time, so starts also some conflict and biases regarding to Syrian status. So when I went there, nobody say welcome to Turkey, especially in the airport. They starting
Okay.
treating me like as a terrorist or as a um, what can I say uh, as a thieves or scammer. They starting for scamming my passport. How did you get the visa? Can you believe like it was very hard to get the visa because I have to pay lots of money to get it. So
Mhm.
once from the first moment, they treat me like very bad in the airport, and nobody talks English.
Okay.
So I feel unwelcomed. I spent 2 days in Lebanon just to get the visa. So it was also stressful. Once arrived to Turkey, I was really enthusiastic, excited. I want to get job. I want to start volunteering, create my own business. But COVID-19 just closed everything, and I don't have wide networking in Turkey. So I don't have any professional network there that
Mhm.
might help me to get a job, even entry-level jobs. So start from the scratch as well, like especially I don't speak Turkish. So in most of cities, like almost only out of only Istanbul speak their English, and tourist city. But the one that I moved to, no one speak English.
But now
So
you speak Turkish, right?
yes,
Wow, that's
yes. So like I have to learn. So what I did is I invest the time during the COVID to learn Turkish as much as I can. Then
Mhm.
I start like volunteering in different areas. So I volunteer as a digital marketer at Saber Institute as an admin assistant. I know I start like to know more about how agency and consultation agency worked work environment in Turkey, and especially they worked like for Turkey and for Middle East as well. So it was international. So I start gaining experience from this small volunteer experience. Then I found a place also for youth, Syrian youth, to volunteer there and inspire them. We did so many fundraising events for to have money to support Syrian, Eid festivals, support youth to improve their skills. So also it was really great. And finally, after 2 years, 2.5 years, I get my something called Tomar. Tomar is it's relevant. It's like IELTS in English. It's like
Okay.
you can speak and read very good in Turkish, where you can start study. Yeah, so I applied there to study master degree, and I be
Oh.
accepted. Yeah, and during that time, I get the first Turkish. I'm sorry, I played also um a waiter in a coffee shop just to practice Turkish. So it was very bad experience because they pay me very less, like almost $2 a day.
Oh.
So and I work 12 hours every day. But I tried myself like to expand my network. I tried to invest as much as I can. Also, I went to there's a coffee chit chat called where you can speak English there. So I went
Mhm.
there, I speak English, I tried myself to find, job from there, friends. So I tried my best to know more about Turkey and what can give us invest more from what there is. So I participate also with the GIZ. There was a program for solving the conflict between Turkish and Syrian. So you learn there, you do also like a social event, or you do also an event as you have a budget for that and you do that, you go to do it. So I participate. It was very amazing. Uh, Also, like I studied digital marketing. I certified from Google, Meta, different kind
Mhm.
of uh, learning learning journey, learning skills during that time. Then I start. once I get my tumor, I get the first Turkish job. Worked as a export manager, export specialist with a big company. We bought 75, almost 75 brands like P&G, Unilever, um, you know, also we have our own brands like MaxFly,
Mhm.
wipes, wet wipes, and so many. So we export that. Once I started there for 3 months and the master degree almost starts, the earthquake just hit the ground and I lost everything.
Oh.
Hopefully, my mom is safe, and this is the best part.
Mhm.
It was very hard experience because there was 40,000 earthquake happened after the big one that happened.
Oh wow.
So it's still like almost 2 months. The earth still shaking every 2 minutes, shaking. So I spent, 2 days. There is no water, no food. You have to sleep with your family in the mosque, in the public area, even in the court, and still shaking. Everyone screaming. So yeah, it was not the best experience. Um, I had it before. So, and I moved to another city. It's called Ankara. Start to navigate there again. And a job or another place to live. But I'm still stuck with the other employer. Start calling me, "Are you coming or not?"
Mhm.
So it was really confused. I like reserve. I booked a ticket 2 times. One I want to, the day what I want to go back to the Gaziantep, which is the old city that I was where the earthquake happened. Uh, a big earthquake happened again at the same day. So I
Oh.
canceled and I canceled the ticket. So, because when I want to take this decision, I have to take responsibility as well for my family.
Mhm.
Because once I move there, they have to come with me. So
Yeah.
I can't like because of my job, I have to make them feel like unsafe. So after time, uh, maybe after 30 days of the earthquake, I just received a message from the Turkish government that they refused my application to have a work permit.
Oh.
Yes, so if you don't have a work permit, you can't travel and be an expert. I can't go to the event, public event there and start like selling products. So I'm almost like lost all the commission, lost all the important part of being an export specialist. So I resigned, and after like 2 weeks, they took from my mom um, the resident, the permanent resident, like to be able to stay in Turkey. Even
Mhm.
she lived there for 10 years in Turkey, but they decide like we want, because of election, by this the starting election happened, this so they want to let Syrian go back to Syria. They start making them the most like to let us go back. So starting making some trouble with us. So what happened to my mind? They took their permit. So I have to start now where I have to find another country to live in. So I'm
So s-
start I
so
start
sorry to interrupt, but like how many years you've been in Turkey?
it was a three and a half almost, yeah. Three
Okay.
and a half. Three and a half.
Mhm. And then you need to navigate to a new country.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So while I'm navigating, I start looking for any opportunity. For Syrians, almost no one open borders or give us a visa. Because of the war that happened in Syria. So I tried my best, like to look and like, spend every day 3 hours YouTube, a website until I found a place um, that like Canada might be a good place because I like looked into how I can start a job, how can I find a place, affordable place, and all these details. Then I start looking how can I get a visa. And I found like a visitor visa. It might be something like I can do. But I can't apply by myself. You need someone experienced. You need to like put your profile in a specific way. So
Mhm.
I still looking for someone, and I found like by coincidence someone on Facebook that can help. I spent 1.5 hour just with talking with him to make sure that he knows every single details. Then I said, yes, please go move forward and apply for me. And I get the visa. Nobody expect that. Even I can like I don't have money. I believe like it was only $2,000 with me when I decided to come to Canada. And my mom start crying, saying, "How can you move to another country and you don't have money? That's something unbelievable. You don't know anyone there."
Yeah.
I said, like, don't worry. Like, I survived from the earthquake. I survived from the 10 years war in Syria. Even I saw people dies in front of me, rockets. I still survive. So I don't think it's a trouble like to live in a country without some money. I can figure out. So when I moved to Canada, and nobody believed that, even my father. Uh, I start up when I found like a place. I found the place is very good. I can do something in Canada. I feel it's safe. I decided to let my mom and my brother to apply to Canada, but unfortunately, it's closed because they accept my application. It was exceptional because of the earthquake. So
Mhm.
after the earthquake period had end, it's closed for Syrian again. Even they applied twice. Uh, they get refused. So I stuck here by myself and start my journey in Canada. So you know that as a visitor, I don't have right to work, I don't have right to study, and almost I can't do anything uh, regarding to government documents like renting houses, stuff. So it was very tough. Start navigating a house by using Airbnb, send the people there, please, I want a place, a room for 1 year. Can you do that
Mhm.
instead of 1 day or 1 week? Some of them said yes, some of them said no. And starting match my own ID with the Canadian ID. So for example, I can live a place where there is a wine, or there's people who sleep together like a girlfriend and a boyfriend. I have to find like something match with my own manners and religion. So it was very hard. I
Mhm.
then when once I found a place, like I don't have anything regarding to Canadian rules. So do I have to pay 6 months in advance? Do I have to? The only thing that I know that I have to have a contract.
Yeah.
So this is the first thing that I asked for. Please give me a contract because I want to be legal, to stay legal. So what happened is he said, yes, I will give you. Just please pay the money and I will send it later today. I said, of course. And sent money. I stayed in the room. And the first day and second day, third day, fourth day, and after a week, he sent like a, a PDF document, one page document. There is only my name and the signature. There is no landlord name. There is no address there, mentioned address. So it was like a scam. And once I asked for that, why it's that way, he told me like if you want to have legal contract, you have to pay me double.
Oh.
And I said like you didn't tell me that this information, and now I moved to your room. So that you know And I also was start looking for a job. So also first contract I signed, it was also a scam. So because nobody tell me like there is scam on Facebook, and so it was very professional because I used to do like work with the government and work with the private sectors, corporates. So he did exactly the same process: interview, resume, signing contracts, and we start like sending email. It was like exactly like a real job. And then after one day, he sent me like a paycheck with $3,000, and he told me like go and pay for me an Apple
Gift card.
Apple cards
Yeah.
because we need to send gifts for our customers.
Yes.
And I was lucky to ask the station guy, like I received this message, and he told me it was a scam. And I was really, really surprised because it's the money, it's already deposited in my account. So how it should be like scams? So I went to the bank and I asked for it without giving any details. Right away they told me like it's a scam. How did you know? And after they like I want to make sure, so they go there and start checking the balance, and there is no money in this account. So they told me like if you buy this money, this cards, you will pay from your pocket and you will lose all of your money.
Hmm.
And it was exactly the same amount that I have in my bank account. So if I bought these cards, I was zero. So once I told him like it's a scam, he started like threatening me by I will send the police. You please send me back the money, and you are a scammer. So they told me like don't worry, just block them, and you are safe.
Hmm.
So after that, starting for looking for a job, and I cannot, and also I have to think how I have to change my status from visitor to stay here in Canada for long term because I want to stay here, right? It's a safe place now, and I don't have like right to go back to Turkey now, even not to Syria. So I want to be apply to be a refugee, but here's the thing that my family applied as a visa visitor. So I cannot apply. I don't want to affect. I think that they might match my situation with them, and they would refuse their application if they apply to be a refugee because they will tell them that you are going to ask for visa visitor, and when you came to Canada, you will apply to be a refugee, and we don't want you to be a refugee. So they will
Hmm.
decline my mom and my brother application. So I stay for almost 3 months, 4 months without applying for a refugee. Uh, once I go to lawyer to apply to be a refugee, and I asked the lawyer like how much the process should be. She told me like 3 years. It's only 3 years, and you will get to the citizenship, and everything will go smooth. And until now, I didn't get even the court decision. Like it's almost 2 years. So once I applied, she told me like in 1 month you will get the work permit, and I spent 6 months until I get the work permit. So, you know, during the first year, I have to find a job to survive because the currency back home is regarding to, like comparing to Canadian dollar is too much low. So, for example, I have to pay $1 million Syrian pound have to pay million Singapore pound to get $1,000. So it's too much. So I have to find a survival job. So what I did is to start working as a, a sandwich maker. Sandwich maker with illegal price. They pay me like 12 or $13 an hour.
Hmm.
Uh, But I was lucky, like, because they are from my own country, so I can make some connection. And I start putting a plan so I can like at least have a driving license. Maybe I can do Uber. I don't know. I can do Amazon delivery. So I just did my best and I get it. Once I get my work permit and SIN number, I worked with Access Employment to find a job. They did a really great job and started having interview, but I couldn't match, because between the interview and working with the restaurants. So I left my job in restaurants because I thought like there's lots of interviews, at least I will get one.
Hmm.
But unfortunately, even with lots tons of interviews you have called, but most of them was scam. Like for example, they told you, come do for us fundraising, and I will give you a percentage. Once you, for example, collect 1,000, I will give you 200. Once you collect 2,000, I will give you 400. So, for example, or they told you like work for 14, 15 days, and then we can talk about the salary. So, so I stayed also without a job. What I did after that, like after applying for more than 2,000 application on Indeed, LinkedIn, Glassdoor, also like attending workshops, how to write a Canadian resume, how to do interview skills with Access Employment. Uh, I like start like looking for something called Canadian experience. So I found a great program which is called Bridging Programs. It's provided by Access Employment for digital marketer and salesperson. So it's basically like a 3-month program where you can have a credit from Humboldt College, Access Employment, and you can study beside of digital marketing. You can study also like lean management, project management, Six Sigma, design thinking. So it was 5 in 1.
Hmm.
And the best part is you will have network with people who's from uh, your own expertise, same expertise, digital marketer and digital. But the thing that was really bad that most of us was newcomers, so we can't help each other. We need someone who has experience in like 5 years experience in Canadian workplace where he can like refer us to different places, different organization. So I studied there. I used to get certified. It's a great project with the. Uh, there is a company we did marketing plan, strategy plan for them, and what was the next is applying for a job for 2 months, almost 1 month, 1.5 months. Lost my laptop, bought a new laptop. Then I go to worked as in Crown Pastries. Crown Pastries. It was recently like it was the first of the year. Like from this is the best year for me, 2025, because I
Hmm.
found a job. Crown Pastry was one of the best job because I'm really good at sales and I'm really good with people and really good. I can inspire people, my team, like to motivate and work. We can smile and work, and that also the customer smiles, give them like free trial, and people really like sweets. So it was like between sales skills, management skills, monitoring skills, and engaging. So this is what I really like.
Hmm.
But the challenge is, the wage is very low and it's hard physically because you have to stay like 10, 12 hours on your feet. There's no break. So I spent there for 5 months. Even there, like it was a scam because they told me like you will be a manager, just come for 1 week, and I will pay you like a minimum wage for a 1 week. Once you are a manager, you can get like
Higher
the
salary.
higher salary exactly,
Mhm.
and they keep me like as a like the salary is minimum wage, but I work there as a manager.
Okay.
And after that, still looking for an opportunity. So I volunteer. I didn't mention that I volunteer during that time while there's no job. Volunteer for 6 or 8 months until now with the Arabic Community Center. It's a non-profit organization help people to settle in Canada. So I
Mhm.
worked there, help people as a translator, workshop facilitator, the different workshop there. Also, it was what is it call center. So I did so many things there. So because of that, I was following the page there and just popping up a program for youth. It's a placement program 3 months where they pay you to go to work in something relevant to your experience. So I directly applied and was lucky because after 1 year, I'm not eligible. I'm old enough now. And applied there and I start my journey with Jumpstart. And you know more than me that Jumpstart is a brilliant and great opportunity where like once you have a skill, once you have leadership skills, and there is a room for you like to participate. So I
Mhm.
start doing social media there, video editing. Now I'm start to be one of the speakers and ask me anything in the August. I want also to participate in event management. I propose to do several events in person. So new concept at Jumpstart, always open. And I'm really happy and proud, like I'm working with a Syrian refugee that help also a refugee as well. Yeah, so this is my journey as a refugee and my
Mhm.
background. I know it was like a little bit long, but it's you have to know because refugee skills or refugee talent or refugee is not an easy concept.
Yes.
It's a long journey and it deserves to be highlighted.
Mhm. So I am really surprised that it's a really brave story. Like if that's me, I will not go to a new country if I do not have enough money because it's really tough. Like you need to navigate like a place to live and start a new life. It's hard. I can tell because I come here as a student. So it's really brave. So like before you come to Canada, like, do you have any dreams or ambitions or like how you feel about Canada before you come?
You mean regarding to expectation to Canada or
Yes, expectations.
expectation? So my expectation was the Canada is an open country for immigrants,
Hmm.
and I thought like I can find a job right away. I can find support from a non-profit organization. And also, I expect like there is a space for my own community, like to practice, for example, social events, connect. But unexpectedly, like everything was extremely expensive.
Yeah.
And I have also expectation like I can come here and do Uber and like survive. But that's not the truth. Maybe that was a true before COVID, but after COVID, everything is changed in Canada.
Hmm. Yes. That's COVID always make things a lot more difficult.
Yeah, not only COVID, like the war that happened in Ukraine and in
Yeah.
Palestine, everywhere.
Hmm.
Yeah, so this is my expectation before you come to Canada.
So, like, let's talk back to your job in Syria. So, what's your proudest in your previous career?
Oh, well, I have many, because uh, there is some parts regarding to workshop facilitation. So I received so many feedback from the audience, that you really inspired us. We really need this kind of energy. We
Mhm.
might be lazy, but now we are smart enough to do plan for our future. Even we are like 18 or 20 years old, we are college students and university students, but we want to work and do better for our community and our country. So it was really like touchful. Even like there was someone who was receiving a treatment, musical treatment. So you said like she told me like it's one workshop with you like inspired me and was more than a 1 week treatment, musical treatment.
Oh.
Yeah, I still have this. Like she made a photograph, design for me. I still have it now, until now.
Mhm.
And also like one other thing that I'm really proud of is cre creating a volunteer team without having money during the war and inspired them, like building the skills for them, team building skills, like the communication, how they do planning, creating subjects, inspire also the kids. Also, like I think I really proud, like make the kids inspired and make the my team is also like skilled enough to start their dreams.
Wow, that's cool. That's really impactful.
Thank you.
Yeah, and so compare it to your first job in Canada, like how did it compare it? How do you feel compare it to your like to the experience in your home country?
Well, the first thing was really surprising me is I used to work in company. So everyone in company, I don't
Mhm.
know, in here in Canada it's a little bit changed. Everyone in company, they told me like they give me like a preferred name or give me like a respectful name. So nobody say, uh, for example, Yasin. They told me like Mr. Yasin, or they told me like anything respectful. But
Okay.
here they told you without a name even. They called me when the first job I started without a name. Hey yo, come here. What? I am a man. I have a name. Why you call me like that way? There was no organized schedule. Like they call me at the moment, please come. I have to come, or I will lose the job. I am tired. I am sick. They doesn't care. Uh, and I know that I expected that I might stay, like for example I might sleep in the mosque because I don't have money, but I didn't expect that this kind of level of professionalism. I didn't expect like I will find such a place in Canada.
Mm,
Like I believe if there's a government, like the government inspect these small businesses and make sure that everyone has his own rights, I will never feel same, you know?
mhm. Okay, that's really I don't know what's the feeling, but but it's it's a really inspire and it leave a deep impression in me. Like I wouldn't know that if I'm not talking with you. Um, so share a moment when you feel unseen or underestimate professionally.
Oh, it's a lot. It's a lot. So once I apply for a job, uh, they always ask for Canadian experience. So I try myself like to explain that I have projects, I have experience in that field. You can do an assessment for me, and if I didn't pass, you have the rights to say that you are not qualified. But why you ask for Canadian experience? Like I know that, for example, you communicate in a specific way, you did things in specific, but I can learn that like in 1 week or in 2 weeks. I can do that even for free, and just let me get a chance like to be there. They said, "I'm sorry, you can't compete in the same market. So we prefer someone who has a PR, someone who has a Canadian experience, because it's more the credential there is more uh, visible and more considerable." uh, inside and outside the organization. So when you go and say that this someone study in UFT it's really different from when you say Damascus University. Nobody knows Damascus University. So so nobody cares about my experience, any
Oh,
any
really?
presenting.
Do they really like keep emphasizing that you need to have a Canadian experience?
Yeah, I know that some of them didn't mention that like right away, but they ask you like,
Okay.
have you ever worked before in Canada in
Okay.
the same field, or they ask you like, uh, what's your status, for example? This illegal question as well. They have to ask, do you have a work permit or not? But they doesn't have right to ask you, what's your status? Why do you care like if I'm a refugee or I'm a PR or I'm a open
Yeah.
work permit? So sometimes they ask you if you have a kids. Yeah. So but this is like I even in this time, it's the hard time. I want to mention that. I think it's really uh, I have to highlight that. Like I came from stress from Turkey, stress 3 years stress journey, and I came here also to stress journey. Um, so people start giving you advice like smile, and be positive to get a job. Nobody will hire someone who's negative. But sometimes like when you are stressed, when you are thinking about the to answer a good question, you will you know lose your poker face, and you will start like seeing a little bit negativity. Or so how does they expect from someone who comes from a country that he lives in 10 years, or comes to displaced area for 3 years and came here and smile? And I don't have work, I didn't have friends, I didn't have money. So we have to be a little bit realistic. Just in the first, when you are giving me, just give me like a, don't judge me from the first moment. First interview, just keep it as a professional, keep it as an assessment for my skills. Maybe in the next one, I can be more open, more happy. So I start faking it. Like I smile, even I feel sad. I smile. When they ask me, how are you? I'm great, but I'm not.
Oh,
So,
that's good to know about this one.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, but I feel like the interview is always hard for me because I am not a native speaker as well. So I'm always losing my word, especially I'm really nervous. So it's hard. It's really hard.
Yeah, because it's not even for me. It's not regarding to the job itself. It's a matter of life and death, because I have to have money to spend to pay my bills. I have to have my money to send money to my family as well. So I need really bad this job. Just give it to me. And they said, no, no, you have to have a Canadian experience. Oh, come on, man. How can I have a Canadian experience? I just came to Canada. So, yeah.
Yeah, that might be really a problem. So also you might have also experienced that the credential or experience that has been hardest to explain to translate to Canada, right? You also have that kind of experience.
I'm sorry, what do you mean
Like
exactly?
what credential or experience you have been hardest to explain or translate in Canada?
Most of workshop facilitation experience, monitoring people, creating your own team. If you don't have, for example, a website or portfolio or something like, what is it, a photograph or something as material, it's really hard like to show them or to let them believe that you did that job. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so, for example, how many people I present workshop for them? How 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 can I expect? I don't know because I did it for open events. So there's nobody likes there's no sign in, sign out. How am I supposed to know? It's almost 200 people. No, you have to be specific. Do you have photo? I have like some photo, but I don't think it's relevant to what I did. No, you have to show us the faces you have. Come on, man. So, this is a really hard part to explain when it comes to workshop facilitation, especially sometimes they ask you like, do you have a trainer certificate? Do you have a professional certificate to lead people or present? No, I don't, but I did that. What is the most
Mm-hmm.
important, the experience or the certificate itself? I did that for 2 years, so I believe like I can manage more than 100 people at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
You have to consider that at least for 10 or 15 or attendees workshop. I can do it like a piece of cake because it depends on the skills like ice breaking activity, team building activity, how to manage the conflict inside the room. It's the skills. It's a transferable skills. You can do it in every workshop. No, you have to have a credential. You have to have a Canadian skills, Canadian certificate. Okay, thank you.
Okay. So, like, how have the licensing or regulatory barriers affect your ability to work in your field?
Well, as I mentioned, first of all, there is no work permit for me in the first
Mhm.
year or the first 6 months. So once I go to apply, do you have work permit? No, you can't work. I said like I want to work anything. Just I need the money. So they told me if you don't have a work permit, we can't. I'm sorry, because you have to pay taxes. I said if they didn't give me a work permit, what I'm supposed to do? How I'm supposed to survive? Especially if you didn't. I know there's a something called Ontario Work that give financial support for newcomers, but even that is not enough. Like I can't even pay my rent using financial support, and I didn't even know about it after. Uh, I'm sorry, if you don't have a SIN number and work permit, even you can't apply for it. So, so I'm not eligible even for that. So how I'm supposed to survive? So if they give me a work permit, or which is more important, give me something to have a Canadian experience, which is a study permit to study and do a co-op and go internship, it was way more better for me and then for them for there because I will pay money for the university
Mhm.
and I will get Canadian experience and I will not waste time for the first year or first 1.5 year doing sandwich job and something silly, right? So also like once, for example, come this message also for a non-profit organization and also profit organization. If they came to the airport and they give me a brochure that, hi, Yasin, we have these programs that might help newcomer. Do you know how much that's helpful for me? How much that may change the money that I spend to have one information, the time that I spend to find a specific program. So this is my message. Like, why? I hope like one day there be a corner for newcomers. I know there's people who comes from PR, has PR, so there is a specific corner or specific organization. They bring them from the airports. But how about the rest? How about the refugee? How about the visitor visa? How about at least just give us a flyer that I know someone who does settlement service in Canada. Someone
Hmm.
does um, West credential. I need to know this information. From where I have to know that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that some of the information I feel like they just keep that secret. Nobody knows about that. And that's the thing that people really need about.
Yeah,
Yeah, I feel that way.
for example, Talent Beyond Boundaries programs, it was very good program to bring people, refugee talent or refugee talent from outside Canada.
Hmm.
So if I know that before it's closed, it should be closed by 20th of June, I can bring my family because all of them have a certificate, have a work experience, so I can like let them do the IELTS exam, found them a contract job offer, and bring them here. Why nobody to tell me that? Even like I go to Access, Achieve, Argument Center, ask about the settlement services and the program they are offering. Nobody told me about it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So, like, how could your language skill or regional experts support Canadian business or trade?
Can you elaborate? I didn't get it. What do you
Yeah,
mean?
like, how can your language skill or regional expertise support Canadian business or trade? Like, just,
Ah,
yeah, how your professional experience in your home country can support business in Canada.
well, first of all, as you can see, like in newcomer markets or newcomer services, I can do a lot since I speak four languages. Since
Mhm. Yeah.
I have a volunteering experience, I have cross-cultural communication experience, and also I know how to engage with people, let them feel friendly, feel home. So if one nonprofit organization say, "Hey, Yasin, can you be just a outreach communication specialist? Can you be a settlement worker, I don't know, communication assistant, whatever. I can do this stuff for as a newcomer. I do like consultation since I have a visibility study. I can do that for people who want to start their own business. So if there is an ex company needs someone to help to do visibility study, I can do that for them. I
Hmm.
can do also digital marketing. I can do video editing. I can do, so many skills. But who's gonna give you like the opportunity?
Yeah, that's right.
That's the question.
So I thought you mentioned that before, but I want to ask it again. Like, what advice would you give to the policymaker or business trader or leader about hiring refugee talent?
Yeah, first of all, I would say thank you to them because they open their doors for us and give us the chance to live in a peace place. What I say is if they could make an estimation, online estimation survey, they looked about our needs and what they can offer. If they can put a space for a refugee or newcomers, for example, if the newcomers comes, they can do Uber, right? Okay, but I don't have money. What I'm supposed to do? How can I buy a car? Just give me a place where I can uh, have a work there, even like a minimum wage, but I need to survive. A place where I can rent without have a credit score, right? Find a house without credit score. And this survey will help each other. So when I told you like my experience, you might help let me work, for example, in your election process or election. I forget the name. What is the election? Uh, the process. So they might let me like help them. So there is a specific government roles that anyone can do it. For example, people who go and hold the flyer, sign for people to pass. So I can do that. There is
Yeah.
no English skills, right? So just give
Hmm.
me this space and know more about me, what I need, what I can offer. It's win-win. So you don't have to ask everyone. I know it's really hard. Just do a survey, and then you can understand more about refugee needs and what they can offer and what you can offer to them. And the second message is please, please, please make things quicker. When I apply to be a refugee,
Yes.
yeah, don't let me wait 2 years to receive a message that your court will be after 1 year.
I mean,
Why?
the process it's really slow. Like all the newcomers know about that.
Yeah, but it was reasonable before COVID, but now it's unbelievable.
Hmm.
So even the lawyer has no information. Like said me 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 year. Now I don't know what I have to say to them. 2 years and there is no call. Is it my case accepted or not? Are you going to call me to a court to hearing court? What will happen? What will happen? I have to plan for future. I need to study. I need to save money. I need to marry, for example. I know I can't marry. Why? Because there is no status for me. Am I stay in Canada or not? So please do it fast. Even if you are gonna refuse me, just do it fast to
Yes.
make a plan B, right?
Yes, exactly. Like I have experience like I am applying for my visa and they just lost my passport. That's what I that's that's insane, you know. I wait almost for like 10 months. I didn't get my passport back and I cannot go back to China because I don't have a passport. That's crazy.
So what did you do?
So what I did is I like make a new passport from like the yeah, I didn't get it. And I reapply for the visa again after I getting it my new passport. That's what I do. That's crazy.
No, it happens, but it's because it takes lots of time. It's really
Yeah.
frustrating.
But this yeah, the states is not like update anyway. I just keep asking like why it's not updated, but they just there's no reply and I wait for 10 months. And then I know I cannot keep waiting. So I just apply for a new passport. Yeah.
It's I'm sorry to hear that.
No, it's yeah, so I know the process is really slow and it's yeah, just keep it fast. I know that. So, what does refugee talent mean to you now?
Refugee talent mean to me?
Hmm.
Oh, well, that's a hard question. I can say like it's a hope. It's a hope for the next generation. We can do so many events, so many projects, so many programs that help the next newcomers, the next version to feel more welcomed, more easy to settle, and through us they can leverage and pass their challenges when they hear about their story. So when you come to Canada, some people you ask them about their journey, they start like, I start as a Tim Hortons, so you have to do the same. I say, why? No, you have now you spent 10 years, 20 years in Canada. You can help me to find better jobs. Why no, you have to start from scratch to feel the Canadian journey. But why? So I hope that I can and my uh, refugee as well partners have the same message. I want to inspire them do more project like we can do more. So once I came to Canada until now, I helped more than 30 people to know more about to settle more about the Canadian sorry, what Canada has to offer to newcomers. For example, there's a new circle organization give free clauses for newcomers. There is a Ontario work program where they give you some financial support. There is an organization that give you low price furniture. So these small things, when it comes together, I think like, oh, it's very easy now to settle. I feel like it's my home. When they give them like, for example, WhatsApp groups where they can speak Arabic, ask about daily life activity.
Hmm.
Wow, it's way easier. You save lots of time. Ask about family doctor, the schools, and this stuff. So this is what refugee talent mean to me. It's hope.
Hmm. Good to hear that. And like, what would it look like if Canada truly recognized and embraced the potential of refugee professionals?
Well, I think they already did a great job. I don't want to be like uh, misjudge or like I want to be like guilty. I'd say bad things. They did a great job, but maybe in the west west countries, because they know their experience, they can like, do the credential very fast. So, for example, when people come from India, comes from um, United States, it's very easy like to come and adapt and quick settle, find a job because they know like for example when people come from Oxford, they already know that he is qualified to do the same job in Canada.
Hmm.
So in this part, they did very good job. But for us, as a Middle East and Asian and African countries, I believe they can educate themselves a little bit more about it, or at least they can be more flexible. I I I can understand if you don't want me to give me like a manager role, senior role, okay, but at least give me entry level jobs in my field, right?
Hmm. That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So like, how would your life looks like looks different if you have been hired for your skill, but not just for survival?
Wow. So first of all, I will have my own car because it's 2 years now, so I would save lots of money back then. Then I could travel more in Canada, like
Hmm.
know more about skills and I believe, like of course, I will leave a huge impact once I be, for example, a manager or a business owner, or so I can work with more clients and inspire them more, and so yeah.
Hmm. Definitely. So the last question, like, what message would you give to someone who see refugee only through an humanitarian lens?
I'm sorry, my English it doesn't help me here. So what does that mean
Yeah.
exactly?
Like, so somebody like seeing refugees just through a humanitarian lens, that they will give empathy to them, but not recognizing their skills or any other things.
Huh.
So, like, what message would you give to those people?
Well, I would say before we are a refugee and before we are professionals, we are human. So
Mm-hmm.
don't look for us as a refugee. Look us for us as a human that we have skills and resource and dreams. Uh, when once you communicate, when you give us an opportunity, when you communicate, you can understand what we are thinking about, what are our skills. Then we might be surprised, and we might really have a fruitful and really skill. We might be really skillful, and we can do a huge business together. So don't miss this opportunity.
Hmm. Well, thank you. I think that's all of the question. I think yeah, it's a really good interview with you.
Thank you, yeah, for your time. Like I know that I
Yeah.
give lots of details, so but I believe every single details is a message, and it helps people who is not refugee or he's filled in a safe place for a long time to know more about what we pass through. So when refugee is not meaning um, lazy people or refugee or displaced people, he comes from a war or comes from racist places, or so they already like suffer a lot. So they don't need to suffer again. Just give him a hand, give him a smile. That might change their life. Yeah.
Like, do you have any other things that you would like to highlight?
I will send a message to my refugees colleagues. So I'd like to say, first of all, congratulations. You came to Canada and you spend really huge time and effort to land here in Canada. So congratulations. You are in safe place. I know it's hard to settle, but you can make it. You you passed through so many challenge and it was way harder. I know it's hard time now for everyone, but you can make it. And make sure to connect to know more what Canada has to offer. Go see a profit organization, any kind people that might give you a hand, a smile. And it's only a matter of time, even 1 month or 1 year, but in the end, you will make it. So believe in yourself and smile.
Yeah,